So let's go to our presenters. So we have today with us Ye-Young Beck and Petra Schulte from our market development team, Skincare. Hello to you both. We have Annette Mehling and Jan Koch from our Skin Sciences team, and we have Heidi Riedel from our Global Formulation Technology team. But from my side, for the moment, it's all. So Ye-Young, the stage is now yours.
Okay, thanks, Yvonne. Petra, you are using this slide, right? Okay, good. Hi, everybody. So I do welcome all of you to our today's salon event. Our anti-pollution is about designing new cosmetic solutions based on scientific advances. You see a dancing woman here on a rooftop expresses her feelings about being relaxed and being safe in her environment. That's exactly what we want to achieve with the BSF solution. Next slide, please. I'm going to talk about the relevance of pollution for beauty industry. Then our expert will talk about our solutions based on scientific advances and our insight into consumers. And then we will wrap up later on with a summary. Air pollution, by definition, it is about contaminants being introduced into the air that causes adverse change. It's very hard to escape no matter where you live. According to the European Environment Agency, air pollution continues to pose the biggest threat to our health. So we are actually breathing in unsafe air. Next slide, please. 7 million deaths occur every year because of exposure to both outdoor and indoor air pollution. 11 to 14% children aged 5 or older and currently suffer from asthma symptoms. Around 44% of these cases are related to environmental factors. Particulate matters 2.5 and 10 microns in diameter can penetrate deeply into lungs, which cause also a negative impact on our health. The next slide, it shows skin is also affected by pollutants such as UV light, PM 2.5 and 10, sulfur compounds, heavy metals, blue light, dust and dirt, ash, airborne pollen, and also ground levels is ozone, cigarette smoke and smoke, nitrogen oxide, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and reactive oxygen species. So we all know the skin is the biggest organ in our body and is the first site of contact with the pollutant. And many studies indicate that it's airborne the particulate matter and adhering substance can worsen acne formation related to premature skin aging and also pigmentation disorders such as age spots and also imbalance of skin microbiome and skin barrier function. As well, this is a lead to also oxidative stress, the damaging skin on a cellular level. And consumers' awareness and concerns about the pollution has been growing, and these anti-pollution claims have been well established in skincare sectors, but we see many gaps are still there. Those gaps need to be closed by improving efficacy and designing new formats and holistic solutions. So looking at the cosmetics industry, the number of new skincare product launches carrying anti-pollution claims have been increasing over the last 5 years on the global level. And those products also address many other claims. If you look at here on the right side in the pie chart, botanical herbal the claims here is to show this, the gain of popularity in Europe. Yes, so which means these consumers, the preference about the natural organic the products here especially this among these young consumers. So therefore, it's important to keep in mind when we design product solutions. And the next slide is that shows, so we understand this is consumers' preference and market gaps. Yes, so we made use of scientific advances to optimize our solutions. So our PSF solutions about the multidimensional protection against pollution. And so we base on 4 distinctive mechanisms of actions. Here you see cleansing, anti-penetration, anti-adhesion, removability. So in consumer language, these translate into detoxify, purify, protect, and shield your skin from environmental stressors. So our approach is that we screen individual ingredients by using our novel test method, and we identify the right ingredient, high performance ingredients, and with those ingredients are combined into formulation to achieve specific results. So those results are not only this clear anti-pollution efficacy, but also provide also nice skin feel and also additional skin benefits with active. So our systematic approach is result in holistic solutions and allowing our customers and formulators to stay flexible with the proven claims for different customers' needs. But here, this is some consumers are different individual consumers are in different situations and have different lifestyles and different needs. Those should be addressed with also different solutions that are based on different functionalities and claims and different science. How? So we use different ingredients, including this high performing ingredients, and screened by our novel test method for those for the mode of action, and of course, and also with active ingredients, so we also can provide different benefits. So so far this I introduced this the first part, then our technical experts will take over walk you through our science excellence. Petra?
Okay, thank you, Ye-Yang. Yeah, in our approach, we really looked at BASF ingredients on their own, as well as for complete formulations, and we tested them regarding their anti-pollution efficacy. We looked at 4 different key mechanisms, as Ye-Yang already mentioned, and I would like to explain now the 4 different key mechanisms more in detail. The first key mechanism I would like to start with is cleansing. Cleansing means for us the active removal of pollutant particles from the skin. The consumer profile, which we think fits well to this key mechanism, is Sophie. She's 31 years old. She's living in the metropolitan area of Paris, and she wants to remove all the pollutants from her face before she's going to sleep. For that reason, we developed a cleansing product for her. We developed a leave-on cleansing oil. The name of the product is Soothing Cleansing Transformer. This Soothing Cleansing Transformer really showed great results regarding pollution cleansing efficacy. If Sophie takes this cleansing oil as it is on the face as leave-on product, she really gets a velvet skin feeling afterwards. And as I said, we developed a clear leave-on oil. which we can use directly on the skin, but if we add water to the product, then this clear oil is transforming into a balmy texture. That's what I will explain later, the ingredients which we have taken to get these transformation. The method we have used to show it is that we really show the particulate matter removal via a standardized cleansing process. This cleansing process will be now explained more in detail by Jan, the expert who has worked on this.
Yeah, thank you, Petra. So yeah, my name is Jan Koch. I was responsible to set up methods for the cleansing part of our pollution concept. And so it's my honor to show it to you. Here you can see a schematic. As you can see, it's an in vitro method where collagen biomatrix is used as a skin substitute. And we use it because we achieve very similar results to in vivo experiments. So in first step, the collagen biomatrix is treated with so-called demopollution model. I will go in detail later. Then when it's treated, we take a photo to assess the LAB color values. In the next step, we use an automated cleansing robot, which provides very standardized cleansing cleansing procedure. The test cleansing substance is used and the cotton pad is soaked with it. After the cleansing process, we take another picture, and in the end, we use both pictures to calculate the cleansing efficacy and the smearing parameter. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. We have a video for you. And it's a short animation. Here's the preparation phase. So the collagen biomatrix is supported by PMMA plates, and a certain amount of sebum pollution model is applied, and the pictures taken. And then we have the cleansing with the soaked cotton pad. Take another picture. And in the end, both pictures are analyzed, and the color values from the region of interest are used to determine the two parameters. Here is an overview of the composition of the sebum pollution model. We didn't develop it by ourselves, but we took already published model. And it basically is composed of artificial human sebum and mineral oil, petrolatum, and carbon black and iron oxide as color particles. Okay. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Jan. Of course, like I said, we developed a leaf-on oil, and for that reason, we screened, of course, our emollients using these new test methods, because that's the main ingredient of an oil. What you can see here are the results of the in vitro tests. We have tested a lot of our emollients, Cetyl B, Cetyl C5, Cetyl CC, Cetyl OE, Cetyl Ultimate, Miratol 331, Cetyl LC, Segesoft PS6, Cetyl Sensoft, Eutanol G, Miratol PGDC. And as you can see, a lot of different chemistry for the emollients have been tested. What we can really say is that all emollients improve the cleansing efficacy compared to water. That's what you see here. The higher the value, the better the cleansing efficacy. 100% would mean complete removal of the dirt from the test plate. We have used for all the tests, we are showing to you the same test conditions. That means half cleansing circle. That means just a forward movement using our test equipment. We have always used with the same force, 3 newtons, with the same speed. That's 50 millimeters per second. And as Jan already said, we applied always 1 milliliter of the test product, or here of the emollient, to a cotton pad. Also, the photos are showing really significantly differences. This is the water, and as you can see, really for the C-Tule Ultimate, the cleansing is nearly perfect, let's say it in this way. We also looked, of course, at the smearing behavior of the different emollients, and what we can see here really that in particular, testing, of course, the same emollients, especially in particular the high-spreading emollients, the C-Tule Ultimate and the C-Tule SenSoft, shows really a good behavior regarding the smearing because we get low results. That means there's nearly no smearing. For that reason, of course, we selected and used these both emollients for our formulation we have developed. We fine-tuned our cleansing oil. As I said, main components are the C-Tule Ultimate with 10% and the C-Tule SenSoft with 50.3%. We combined it with other emollients. We combined it with the Eutanol G and with the Myritol 331. That was important to get really a clear oil. That's what we want to have, and for that we need to combine the unpolar emollients Ultimate and SenSoft also with other emollients. What we want to do is we want to add other actives, because by adding actives you can really use the same chassis product, the same emollient, and can focus on other claims and can use the same chassis perhaps for different concepts. For that reason we used these base and added different actives. We added, for example, active 1 is the lipofructyl argan, the active 2 is the phytosus, and the active 3 is the squizandrol. By that, it's a nice side effect. We could also show that our base is really robust and can be combined with different actives because all formulations pass stability test. What we can see here regarding the cleansing efficacy is that the base plus all actives really showed good cleansing efficacy. For the base plus active 1, we have a cleansing efficacy of 82%. For the base plus active 2, we have 86%. And for the base plus active 3, 85%. And also regarding the smearing, for the base plus active 1, we get a result of 40%. For the base plus active 2 and for the base plus active 3, each 32%. We in the end choose the phytosus because with the phytosus we can support claims in the direction of protection of skin barrier. And we thought that fits quite nice to our oils. That was the reason we choose this product. Now I want to show you the complete formulation, our soothing cleansing transformer. Like I already said, we combined different oils, especially for the cleansing effect. We took the C-Tule Ultimate and the C-Tule SenSoft. Then we combined it with Eutanol G and with the Myritol 331. That's what we need to get a clear oil. As I already said in the beginning, we have developed this product as leave-on oil. That means you can put the oil on the face, you can clean with the tissue and can remove the residue with the tissue, but you can also use it by mixing with water and then you see a transformation. To get that, we need an emulsifier. For that reason, we added the Dehumulz PGPH to the formulation. 7.5% of our water in oil emulsifier polyglycerol 2-dipolyhydroxystearate. We added then, like I said, also the phytosus with 2%, the active, and we added 1.5% of ethanol. Also, ethanol is important to get really a clear product because the ethanol is solubilizing the emulsifier and supporting that we get really in the end a yellowish clear oil. The viscosity of the oil is below 400 millipascal seconds. That means that's really a thin liquid oil. And you can produce the formulation really in a cold process in the lab, just mixing all the ingredients together. We have looked at this formulation more in detail, and of course we used our new in vitro study using the soothing cleansing transformer and compared it to a benchmark. The benchmark we have selected is also an oil. This oil is containing mineral oil and also PEG ingredients. What we can see here regarding the cleansing efficacy we get for our soothing cleansing transformer values of 86% compared to 70% for the benchmark. Regarding the smearing behavior, we get a value of 32% for our soothing cleansing transformer compared to really higher levels with 62% for the benchmark. For that reason, we can really show that we can really say that our soothing cleansing transformer showed excellent cleansing properties. We have really a transparent oil, which leaves a velvet and silky soft if I use it directly on the skin. Like I already said, we can use it without water as oil, and by adding water, we can see a transformation. There are products in the market where you can see the transformation more clearly. Often these products are then developed with really surfactants or with solubilizers, and these solubilizers are often containing PEG ingredients. That's what we want to avoid. We want to develop really a product which is without silicons, without mineral oils, without PEG-containing ingredients, and for that we accepted a little bit less obvious change of texture. But I will show you in the video that you can see the texture change quite nice. That's what I will show you now in the coming video. Here, I added the oil to my hand, to the inner side of the hand. Now I'm distributing the oil in my hand. You can see it's really a clear product. I added water. Then I have to mix the two phases. And as you can really see already now that really the texture is changing. It's coming from the oil more to a balmy experience. And what you can see here also quite nice is that's really now a milky balm going more in the direction of an emulsion. We have selected for all the formulations 3-star ingredients. That means the ingredients which are most important for this formulation. For this oil, of course, the 2 important ingredients are the emollient, that's the cetyl ultimate. Cetyl ultimate has the inky name undecan and tridecan. It's really a volatile emollient. It's our recommendation to replace a cyclometicone in your formulations. You can use it up to 40% in a formulation. It is 100% derived from renewable feedstocks, and it can be used for labels like Cosmos and other eco-labels. The other emollient which is supporting really also the cleansing efficacy is a cetyl sensoft. Cetyl sensoft has the inky name propylheptylcaprylate. Perhaps you know it, we have it already since several years in the market. We launched it under the name Happy Emollient. And really cetyl sensoft is delivering a multi-dimensional softness. The other ingredient which is really important is the dehumulse PGPH. That's our water in oil emulsifier. The inky name is polyglyceryl 2-dipolyhydroxystearate. Dehumulse PGPH shows excellent skin compatibility, and we have selected it for this concept really to support this texture transformation. Besides to the oil, we have also developed some more formulations, also supporting the cleansing efficacy, and we have developed as a second product a micellar pollu cleanser. That's a micellar water. Here we have worked with Plantapon LC7. That's our laurat 7 citrate. That's the mildest surfactant we have in our BASF portfolio. We have selected this surfactant because also Plantapon LC7 showed really good results regarding its cleansing behavior. We have combined this surfactant with different moisturizers, with different glycols, as you can see here. And we have added the active Patch2O. Patch 2O is an active which is supporting moisturizing efficacy and effect which we think fits quite nice to a micellar water. This product has been preserved with sodium benzoate. This micellar water is a thin product. It's a clear solution and has a pH value of round about 4. This low pH value is also good for the preservative for the sodium benzoate, which is most effective at lower pH levels. This product can be also produced in a cold process. We have also looked at the micellar pollu cleanser regarding the cleansing efficacy and have compared it with 2 other benchmarks. Also here we selected 2 micellar waters from the market, and as you can see, our formulation, our micellar pollu cleanser showed a cleansing efficacy of 71% compared to 67% for the benchmark B and 65% for the benchmark G. Regarding the smearing properties, our formulation has only 37% compared to 55% for the benchmark B and 49% for the benchmark G. For that reason, really, the micellar pollu cleanser removes the pollutant and is leaving the skin without any residues. It's a gentle formulation which leaves the skin feeling clean, soft and supple. It is an economic formulation and it's really a fresh micellar water. We have developed a third product, and that's the PM Evening Cleansing Milk. This cleansing milk has been formulated with the emulsifier Eumulgin VL75. That's the mixture of an APG of the dehumous PGPH. It's an oil in water emulsifier. It can be used for cold process. And based on the results from our screening, we of course used Cetiol Sensoft and Cetiol Ultimate, each with 3% concentration in this formulation because they showed so a great cleansing results. We stabilized this product by using Cosmedia SP, our sodium polyacrylate, in combination with Tinovis GTC UP. Also here we added some active ingredient. We worked with the tocopherol acetate. The formulation is quite thin with a viscosity below 5,000 millipascal seconds. pH value is round about 7. And this product can also produce without any heating because VL75 is our emulsifier for cold process. Also, this formulation, the PM Evening Cleansing Milk, we compared with a benchmark. For the benchmark, we also took here a cleansing milk from the market. And what you can see here is that really our PM Evening Cleansing Milk shows a cleansing effect of 71% compared to the benchmark G with only 66%. And regarding the smearing behavior, our product shows smearing results of 48% compared to 75% for the benchmark G. Looking at the PM Evening Cleansing Milk, that's really a light and thin oil in water emulsion that refreshes the skin and is quickly absorbed. It's really a mild product and it leaves the skin fresh after absorption. Now I would like to introduce the second key mechanism we have worked on, and that's anti-penetration. Anti-penetration means for us decreased penetration of harmful substances into the skin. The consumer profile which we think fits to this key mechanism quite well is Aisha. She is 35 years old. She's a businesswoman and she's living in Turkey. She's traveling a lot and her skin gets constantly exposed to pollutants. And she's looking for a skin that is stress-free and that is well protected. For this reason, we developed a leave-on product for Aisha. We developed a face cream, and this face cream she can apply in the morning to the face, to the décolleté, and then she is well protected. The name for the product is Don't Let the Dirt In Shielding Skin Cream. With this product, with our Don't Let the Dirt In Shielding Skin Cream, we could really show improved anti-penetration performance. And we added to this formulation the active dulcamine, because the active dulcamine is supporting claims in the direction protection against external stresses. And we think that fits quite well to Aisha, who is living in a city, and she's traveling a lot. For that reason, we selected that active. The method we have used here is that we really show the penetration of pollutants by the detection of fluorescent dyes, and we are using a photospectrometer. This test method will be explained by Annette more in detail now.
Hi, everyone. I'd just like to walk you through this method, first using the schematic here, and then we will show you a short clip later on. As probably most of you know, the skin is made up of different compartments, and the upper surface and the upper layer is made up of the stratum corneum, which is primarily made up of also of dead cells. And underneath that, we have the viable cells of the epidermis and the dermis. So what's the principle of this test? Some of you might be familiar with the France cell test. This has a similar kind of principle. And what we have here is that we have a surrogate for the stratum corneum. It's a membrane that's put between two different chambers. We have the upper chamber, it's called the donor chamber, and we have the lower chamber, which is the acceptor chamber. And what we actually look at is if we put something on top of the skin, in this case, the membrane, how much goes through and penetrates into the acceptor medium. And in this case, we are using a model pollutant that is actually a fluorescent dye so that we can really see the difference and measure it well. And in the last picture here in number 6, you can see what it looks like. We have the untreated membrane that we always use as a reference for 100%, so to say, and then next to it, you see what it looks like if there's a product on there that decreases penetration. And that's always set to in relationship to the 100% of the untreated sample. So let's take a look at this in the video. So here we go. And what you see here right away is these are the samples that we use, or the plates that we use. As I just mentioned, we have the donor plate, the membrane, which is a surrogate for the skin, and then we have the acceptor plates, which is the surrogate for the viable layers of the skin. This is a multi-well plate that has 96 wells, and it's also commercially available, actually. We didn't develop this, and all these white plates in here, those are actually the membranes. So the acceptor plate, the one that's down at the bottom, is usually white, but in order to visualize things here, we use a clear plate. So what we're seeing here is first, you have to add the receptor medium. And as I mentioned, the receptor medium is actually a surrogate for the viable layers of the skin. So picks up everything that goes through the stratum corneum. So what we do is we then add the test product to the membrane. We let it dry, waiting long enough for it to do so. And once it's dried, we can then put the model pollutant on it. This would be like adding it to your skin, applying a cream to your skin, etc., and then having a model pollutant on it. And this is sort of what it looks like. The first set is the untreated sample. And in the second set, you see that much less goes through. And this difference can be used to evaluate the anti-penetration properties of the product. And if you want to take a look at it, what it looks like in skin, this would be the principle here. So thank you very much. And I'll hand over to Petra again.
Okay, thank you, Annette. Of course, also for this, we screened different of our ingredients, and we looked at different of our emollients and at different of our polymers using this new test method. And for the emollients, they have been put really undiluted on this membrane, and they are then compared to the untreated control, as Annette said, and that is then 100%. Of course, the higher the score, the more of the fluorescent dye penetrated, and for that reason, to have a good product, there should be low values for penetration. And what you can see here, really, all the emollients we have tested, and we have tested quite a lot. Again, Cetyl Ultimate, Cetyl LC, Cetyl B, Eutenol G, Cetyl C5, Cetyl Sensoft, Cetyl OE, Myritrol 331, Cetyl C5, Sigisoft PS6, and Myritrol PGDC. And what you can see here really is that all emollients really decrease the penetration really to low values. We also looked at polymers. The polymers have been used in an aqueous solution using a concentration of 0.125% active matter. Otherwise, it's the same compared to the untreated control. The higher the value, the more fluorescent dye could penetrate through the membrane. And what you can see here, really, you can see differences between the different polymers. We get really low results for Cosmedia CCC and Cosmedia Ultra Gel 300. And we got really fantastic results also for RioCare XGN and Tinovis GTC UP. The formulation we have developed is based on RioCare XGN in combination with Tinovis GTC UP. Now you can ask why. The Cosmedia CCC and the Cosmedia Ultra Gel 300 are both cationic polymers. If you work with cationic polymers, that's what you know, then you also have to work with cationic emulsifiers, and also the actives you want to work with should be cationic to avoid really problems, stability problems, which can occur if you work with different charges. Due to that, you have only a limited repertoire of the ingredients. For that reason, as we want to be more flexible, we selected to work with the RioCare XGN. And what we could also see is that really the effect of RioCare XGN is even boosted if we combined it with the Tinovis GTC UP. That was for us a reason to use these polymers. We have asked ourselves, why does RioCare XGN show such a good anti-penetration efficacy? And one reason for us could be perhaps this. What we have done is we looked at the film forming properties of the different polymer dilutions. Also here we work with aqueous solutions. Concentration was each time 0.125% active matter, and we added these polymer dilution to a glass plate. And then we distributed it via spin coating. That's a little bit like in a centrifuge, that you have first a droplet and then a film can be formed and can be built up from the polymer. And what we can see here really is with the RioCare XGN forms really a homogeneous film compared to the Cosmedia SP aqueous solution, which we treated in the same way. There you can really see that it does not create an even film. And that could be one reason, one explanation for us why the Cosmedia SP let more of the fluorescent dye penetrating the membrane than, for example, the RioCare XGN. Now coming to the formulation we have developed, I said we developed a face cream. The name is Don't Let the Dirt In Shielding Skin Cream. We have used our anionic emulsifier, the Olmogen SG, the sodium stearyl glutamate. As we have seen in the screening that all emollients are supporting the anti-penetration effect, we have selected different emollients here. We have worked with the cetyl C5C in combination with the cetyl CC, cetyl RLF, and cetyl LC. Like I already said, we use the combination of the RioCare XGN with the Tinovis G2C UP because they also showed really good results. The active we have used here is the dulcamine. Otherwise, we have also added some complexing agent to the formulation. The preservative system we have used here is the phenoxyethanol ethylhexylglycerine combination, the Oxyl PE 9010, and the booster we have used is the Sensiva SC50. The formulation is a cream with a viscosity round about 150,000, pH value 6.5. This formulation, the Don't Let the Dirt In Shielding Skin Cream, has been tested and has been compared to a benchmark. The benchmark we selected is also a face cream, and the claim on this product is also anti-pollution. When we look at the anti-penetration behavior of the products, we can say for our shielding skin cream, we had a penetration of only 15% compared to 50% for the benchmark. Our Don't Let the Dirt In Shielding Skin Cream really combines the properties of a hydrogel with a classical oil-in-water emulsion and is resulting in a light and fast-absorbing product. It has a luxurious texture and it's not sticky, and it really leaves the skin soft after application. The formulation has been developed without any silicone. The 3 star ingredients for this formulation are, of course, the RioCare XGN. That's our Santangam. Our Santangam, our XGN, really shows good stabilizing efficacy for emulsions and for surfactant systems, that over a broad pH range from pH 3 to pH 12. It is 100% derived from renewable feedstocks. It's produced by an enzymatic process, and it can be used for Cosmos concepts. As I already said, we used the active dulcamine. Dulcamine is a purified glycoprotein and is extracted from almond seed. The product leaves a protecting film on the skin, and by that it improves the moisturization of the stratum corneum. And what I already said, and that was also one reason why we developed this active for Aisha, is that it really offers a protection against external stresses. The emulsifier which we have used for this formulation is our Olmogen SG, the sodium stearyl glutamate. It's our versatile oil-in-water emulsifier, and this anionic emulsifier is already active with low concentrations. We have developed one more formulation, a more basic one, I would say, a more economic one with the name Aqua Pollution Warrior. This formulation is based on RioCare XGN on our Santangam with 2%. It's without classical emulsifier. For that reason, that's really a gel formulation. We have added Eupalan PK 1200 UP. That's our pearlizer. To this formulation. By the addition of the pearlizer, of course, we could get a pearly, luxurious appearance of the product, but we also saw that the Eupalan is supporting the sensorial behavior of the product. We have got nicer sensorial behavior by adding the Eupalan PK 1200. Furthermore, we added Patch 2O. That's the active, like I already said, which is supporting moisturizing claims. The formulation has been preserved with sodium benzoate. Viscosity of the product is round about 50,000. It can be manufactured in cold process. Of course, we looked at the efficacy of our Aqua Pollution Warrior also compared to a benchmark. Also here we choose the same benchmark. That's also a face cream, or the same face cream we have used for the Don't Let the Dirt In. And what we can see here is that our Aqua Pollution Warrior showed a penetration level of 22% compared to the benchmark with 41%. Our Aqua Pollution Warrior is a so-called semi-natural formulation because it's developed without EO-containing ingredients and with ingredients which are natural derived. The exception is the Patch2O, because the Patch2O is containing the sodium polyacrylate, which is a polymer under discussion regarding the microplastic topic, but I can give you a good information because we know that the Patch2O is really liked by a lot of our customers and is being really one of our hero products. And our colleagues from the active departments are reworking the active at the moment, and we are replacing the sodium polyacrylate by Santangam. If you are interested in samples are available. This new product should be available to the market end of this year, latestly beginning of next year. Looking at the formulation at the Aqua Pollution Warrior, it's really a very light, fast absorbing gel formulation, which gives a refreshing skin feel during application. It has a cooling effect during application, and afterwards the skin feels soft and smooth. It really shows, due to the pearlizer we are using, it has a luxurious pearlescent appearance, and it's an economic product. Now I would like to introduce the third and the fourth key mechanism for our concept, and that's the anti-adhesion and the removability. Anti-adhesion means reduced adhesion of pollutant particles from pre-treated skin, and removability means for us enhanced rinse-off of adhered pollutant particles from pre-treated skin. Perhaps you say, that's not completely new for me. That's right, because we have already presented these two key mechanisms in a concept before, but we think to have a complete anti-pollution concept, we said it's good to refresh these two key mechanisms, because then we have a complete anti-pollution concept. The consumer profile, which we think fits quite well to this, is Alexandra. She's 20 years old. She's a fashion model living in Poland, and her skin is often exposed to indoor and to outdoor pollution. And she's looking for something which is fast and easy to apply, and she wants to stay fresh and protected all day long. And also for her, we developed a face cream, which she can apply in the morning on the face, on the décolleté, and the name of the product is Nature Care Anti-Pollution Matrix. This Nature Care Anti-Pollution Matrix really showed good anti-adhesion effect and improved removability, and the formulation supports claims and is helping to maintain the balance of the healthy skin microbiome. That is due to the fact that we added 5% of the Patch2O to this formulation. The method we have used is an in vivo study to show really the anti-adhesion and the removability effect regarding particulate matter. The test method will be now explained more in detail again by Jan.
Yeah, hi again. I was involved in developing this test methodology, and the first thing we had to figure out was how to expose the skin in a controlled way to our model pollutants. And we can see the solution on the left. There's a chamber where a defined amount of our model pollution is put into, and then when we pull the trigger, air mixes this up and it's led through tubes to the skin. Some of the model pollutant adheres to the skin, and some the remaining part is simply directed back into the fume hood. So it's a fully closed system, and we don't have any toxicological difficulties here. The pollutants models we are using here is activated charcoals in different particle sizes. And on the lower right, you can see the schematic. First of all, it's an in vivo test on the human volar forearms. They get subdivided into 4 measurement areas. 3 of them are treated with a defined amount of test substance, and 1 is a control, it's untreated. We take a photo, and then it's polluted by the system on the left. We take another photo, and in the end, we have a rinse-off step where a certain amount of water is just flows over the treated area. And in the end, we have another photo. Okay, I think we have a video here that shows it really nicely. Normally, when customers are here in-house, we show this live, but we also have a video here for you. So yeah, it starts with the preparation. As it's an in vivo test, we start cleaning the volar forearms with ethanol. Then we subdivide the volar forearms with for the 3 test areas here in this case. We put a defined amount of our test substance on it, and it's 2 milliliter per square centimeter. So in this case here, we have one untreated in black, the benchmark project, which claims anti-pollution, and our final solution. This is our photo box we're using to measure the color. This is our model pollutant. As already said, it's activated charcoal. It's filled into this system here. There's a pollution chamber that has direct contact with the skin. Now you can see how the model pollutant is applied by an air blast. And this is the first output here. And yeah, it's really visual. You can see it with the bare eyes that the benchmark product has the highest amount of adhesion. Then we take another photo. And in the end, there's a rinse-off step with lukewarm water. Here, the benchmark product isn't affected much by rinsing it with water. Untreated is the same, but here for our product, again, very visual, nice result. And this is when the customers are here in live. This is a wow moment. Yeah, we take pictures again, using the pictures later to calculate our parameters. Okay, and yeah, that's it. And coming back to Petra.
Okay, thank you, Jan. Okay, of course, we screened our ingredients also using this test method. Like I already said, we have made a complete presentation regarding these 2 key mechanisms. I will only show a few of these results. If you are interested in more, of course, we can offer the complete presentation to you. I just show the screening regarding the anti-adhesion effect, which we have done with different of our BASF polymers and with our BASF ingredients. We started with our polymers. For the polymers, they have been also used in an aqueous polymer solution with 1% active matter. As you can see, we have screened a lot of our polymers, and we have compared it to the untreated skin. That's the baseline with 0%, and the higher the score, the more of the particulate matter adhered or stick to the skin. And what we can see here, really, in general, the use of polymers decreases the model pollutant adhesion. We have selected these RioCare XGN because we want to work with a bio-based polymer, and to avoid the microplastic discussion, we developed a formulation which I will show more in detail based on RioCare XGN. But you can see all the other polymers are also showing great results. We have also screened our emollients, different of our emollients. The emollients have been tested in really a base formulation. The concentration of the emollient was each time 2.5%, and we have also compared it to the untreated skin. And what we can really see here, that in general, emollients really increase the adhesion of model pollutants. The only exception is the Cetyl Ultimate, because here you can really see a decrease of model pollutant adhesion. For that reason, of course, we use Cetyl Ultimate for our formulation. Furthermore, we screened our emulsifiers. For the emulsifiers, we divided them in two groups. We worked with non-ionic emulsifiers. That's what you can see here in the blue bars. The non-ionic emulsifiers we have used in a concentration of 2.5% active matter in a base formulation, and the anionic one, which are shown here in yellow color, has been used in a concentration of 0.2% active matter. The concentration for the non-ionic one is higher because these are not as effective as the anionic ones. What we can see here also in general, we can say that emulsifiers really increase the model pollutant adhesion, and that's independent from the charge. That we cannot say, there's no clue regarding non-ionic or anionic. What we have seen here and what we can say is that our two sugar-based emulsifiers, the Emulgate PL6850 and the Emulgade Sucro Plus, showed the best performance. And of course, we have worked with one of these emulsifiers in our formulation. We have furthermore screened other ingredients, like we have screened also moisturizers, and here we could really show that Patch 2O showed great results, that there's nearly no adhesion of the pollutant particles compared, for example, to glycerin. That's what you will see also in the formulation we have developed, because that's coming now. That's what I'm going to explain more in detail now, that our NatureCare anti-pollution matrix consists of the Emulgate PL6850. That's one of the sugar-based emulsifier showing the good results. In combination with 2.5% of the Cetyl Ultimate we have screened, stabilized with our Santangam with 2%, and we have used the Patch 2O with 5%. Furthermore, the formulation contains tocopherol, contains also a complexing agent. Now you can ask, why did you use the Emulgate PL6850? We have developed this formulation also with Emulgade Sucro Plus, but to be honest, the formulation with Emulgate PL6850 showed better stability results, and for that reason we selected this formulation. This formulation is a cream with a viscosity round about 38,000 millipascal. Of course, we have looked at the anti-adhesion effect and at the removability efficacy of this formulation, and we have compared it to a benchmark. The benchmark we have chosen is also a face cream with an anti-pollution claim on it, and what you can see here quite nice is that for our Nature Care anti-pollution matrix we have an adhesion of the particulate matter of 10%, and for the benchmark we have an adhesion of 137%. And we can really say that we get a significant decrease of pollutant adhesion for our product compared to the benchmark. Regarding the removability of the pollutant, we can really say that for our formulation 59% of the pollutant could be rinsed off, and for the benchmark product only 33%. For that reason, that's also really a significant improvement of removability of the pollutants from the skin for our formulation compared to the benchmark. Looking at the Nature Care anti-pollution matrix, that's really a product which is combining the translucent appearance of a fresh sensation of a hydrogel with the carrying and protecting attributes of an emulsion. The product is non-sticky, it's really light and fast absorbing, and after application it leaves the skin with a silky skin feel. The 3-star ingredients for this formulation is of course the Cetule Ultimate, because we have seen fantastic results regarding anti-penetration. Like I already explained, we have used Cetule Ultimate, or let's say Cetule Ultimate is showing good results regarding all anti-pollution tests we have initiated. For that reason, you can see it in nearly or in a lot of formulations. Inky name, like I already explained, is Anlican and Tridican. It's really our replacement for our recommendation to replace cyclomethicone. It can be used for labels like Cosmos and used for other eco-labels. The formulation has then been built up furthermore with the stabilizer RioCare XGN, which is our vegan Santangam, which is also showing fantastic results. And like I said, the active we have used is the Patch 2O. Patch 2O is really supporting moisturization properties, and like I already said, if you are looking for a microplastic-free version, that's what's coming soon. We have also developed some more formulations, or let's say this formulation I've shown here is the latest formulation we have developed. Before that, we worked with the same base, but we worked with synthetic polymers. That's where we started some time ago, and for that reason, that's really the same base we have worked with. That's also containing 1% Emulgate PL 6850, 2.5% of the Cetule Ultimate, 5% of the Patch 2O. Here, in the former formulation, we used the RioCare C+, and the Tinovis GTC UP instead of the RioCare XGN. That has been tested later and is a later development. And as we know, this is a cream we developed. That's really a cream formulation, and we know that also a lot of anti-pollution products claim SPF. For that reason, we have also developed one formulation with an SPF 10. Also, this is the similar chassis based on Emulgate PL 6850, using Patch 2O, using the same stabilizers, the RioCare C+, and the Tinovis GTC UP. And to reach these UV protection, we combined our UV filters UV Null A+B in combination with Tinosorb M. Also, that is a cream. And of course, this formulation has been also compared to benchmark products, and I just want to show you the results here. These are the results regarding the anti-penetration, anti-adhesion behavior. We have worked here with the 2 different particle sizes for the charcoal, which Jan explained beforehand. And what we can see here really is that we get a reduction of the adhesion of pollutants on the skin for our 2 products, slightly higher values for the formulation containing the UV features, but even less than for the benchmarks. And regarding the removability, that's really impressive, I would say. Here our two formulations. That's the one without UV filters. That's the formulation with UV filters. And if we compare it to the two benchmarks, we can really see that we get an improvement for the removability of the pollutants from the skin. Yeah, now I will hand over to Yang, just summarize this presentation.
Yes, as summary, I would like to wrap up our presentation with a key takeaway from our concept. The first is our amazing novel screening test methods have been developed to screen our ingredients and testing our formulation. Our cutting-edge formulation provides a multi-dimensional skin protection. It is the result of the crossroads between scientific excellence and our insight into consumers. And the third, the proven performance and new claims are highly relevant to different brand strategies for varying consumer needs for personalized skin health. So with that, we are through. I really thank all our technical colleagues for support and for presenting and standing by with us. And I also want to thank our audience, our customers, for your attention. And we look forward to working together with you to create successful anti-pollution solutions.
So thank you, Yang, for this very nice take-home message, and also for the complete presentation. So very nice and very interesting. So I can tell you from my side, I'm really looking forward to see the product in the market. So and to test it. I think anti-pollution is a very important topic. So even when we wear a mask now, so it fits perfectly in this time. So thank you very much for your very nice presentation. Thank you to all the participants today. Yeah, thank you. So stay safe and healthy. I think this is important, and hopefully that we hear us in the next virtual event. So have a great day. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you very much for listening in.
Bye.
BASF. We create chemistry.